If you clicked on this video, it means your art got rejected. Maybe recently, maybe constantly, I don't know, but it got rejected. And I know rejection hurts, and that's why I wanted to talk to you frankly. So think about this video as a one-on-one, as a friend talking directly to you. So just grab a cup of coffee, enjoy yourself, relax, and let's just talk about it. You deserve to have a good and healthy relationship with your art, and I'm here for it. And before we even begin with anything, feel free to use this comment section and the community posts to share your art with us and talk about what you think about it all and share your ideas and thoughts, because I want this to be a safe place for everyone. So yeah, it's important that we talk about rejection, because sometimes being rejected makes you feel like your art is a problem, like there's problems in your art to solve, which is rarely the case. And I've noticed this pattern with pretty much all the artists that I know personally, and this doesn't change based on skill level. We usually think there's like these two big groups of people, those who are still practicing and still have to manage to find out their style and the skills and improve to even start trying to pursue a career, and those who are already established and have like a very distinctive art style and stuff. But truth be told, the same logic applies to pretty much everyone in art, and rarely skill alone is going to dictate anything in your art career. It's not about skill level. It's about a lot of different things, about human relationships, because you cannot separate art and your life. So it's important that you don't see your art as a problem to solve. There's things in life that you can change, and there's things that you cannot change. Call me stoic if you want. I don't think I am, but I understand the power in this kind of thought, because it helps you tunnel vision what you're doing and not focus on the things that you cannot change. For instance, if you're applying for a lot of gigs, if you're applying for a lot of jobs and they reject you, there's a lot of things that you cannot change about this process. You cannot get accepted by every single person, every single company that you send your portfolio to. It's impossible. It has never happened to anyone. So rejection at some level is something that you cannot change. The same thing for people that you know. Like the hooks of this video are not going to work for everyone. Most of you are going to stop listening pretty soon, or have already stopped listening, because I cannot hold the attention of every single person. I cannot change that. So you have to focus on the things that you can change. And what can you change about your process, and not necessarily about your art. You can just keep making the stuff that you love and that you think are beautiful and that you feel like doing in your art field. Do whatever you're doing, but look at the process, the whole thing, from the inspirations that you get, to the process itself, to how long you spend doing it, to how you relate to your own art, to how you search for stuff, and to how you put yourself out there, to how you show yourself and your art to other people. Think about the things that you can change, and change them and see the effects. And you're going to notice a lot of different things. You're going to be basically a scientist on your lab. But it's important that you don't see yourself as a lost cause, because seeing yourself and your art as a lost cause makes it a problem that you cannot change and solve. And if, by definition, if a problem cannot be changed or solved, it's not a problem, it's just a bad feature. And if there's one thing that your art is not, is a bad feature. I can guarantee you that. And along the process, you're going to find out what are real problems that you can actually tap into and solve, and what are insecurities. Because again, the feeling of getting rejected over time can really become this source of insecurity, and this goes straight to the heart. So every time that we get rejected, if we're not blinded enough that we can keep going and just persevere through this all, we are going to get affected, and this has a direct relationship to our emotional levels, and emotional levels and art are inseparable. They are linked, they are tied together forever, and never forget this. Art comes from emotional states or wanting to change other people's emotional states. There's no in between, and most of the time it's going to be both, actually. So when rejection comes, and it will come, first of all, remember it's never personal. So sometimes it is, honestly, sometimes it is. There's people who are not going to like you for a lot of reasons, but most of the time, 99% of the time, it's not personal. The other person, the other side of the conversation is not really thinking a lot about you and about what you do. And honestly, most people who look at your art, even professional ones, even magazines and studios and publishers, they're not going to pay a lot of attention to a lot of your art. They're going to see the surface level art, like the 5%. And all the 95%, it's pretty much subconscious. Like the effort that you put into it makes a lot of difference. The details are important, but they're not going to focus too much on it at the first glance. So it's never personal. Even if it is, just take it as they doing their thing. And if they reject you and they don't understand your art and they don't think it's a right fit for their projects, fine. It's not a right fit for the projects, and that's it. You move away from this project to another one. You remove yourself from the rejection state, and you put yourself back on track to the trying stage, because it is way more exciting to be trying than to be failing. Usually one implies the other, but reframing it that way makes you focus way more on your wins and not on your losses. So you have to keep going anyway, because there is nothing else that you can do. The art process itself is going to lead you through the path and make you improve your art normally, naturally. You don't have to think too much about it, because your life and how you change emotionally and internally is going to dictate a lot on how you tap into your art potential. So you don't even have to focus too much on improving. You have to do your exercises. If you are an illustrator, you have to practice drawing. If you are a musician, you have to practice your instrument, probably. If you are a dancer, you probably have to practice dancing. But this effort of trying to become better, it doesn't change the process. It doesn't change the fact that you are always getting better. You don't have to be emotionally indulged in the fact that you're not good in what you do, because you are good at what you do. Your art is great, and I do mean it. I haven't even seen it, and even if you are at the very beginning level, you're still doing something beautiful. You're still putting yourself out there, using your time, which is your life currency, to do something cool and show it to people and change them. And this is amazing. It doesn't matter what people do. It doesn't matter how many people reject your art. It's something great. So you just focus on what matters and keep going anyway. You focus on trying to staying centered and staying cool with it, and just enjoy the process. Just do your thing. And this can only happen, really, if you do a very important thing that not a lot of people do. And I understand why they don't, but it's so important that you understand this. You have to believe in your art more than anybody else, more than your mama, more than your partner, more than your children, more than your friends, more than anybody, more than the people who hire you. And this is not really about self-belief. I do believe that self-belief is important and all this kind of thing, but this is a topic for another video. For now, I'm just telling you that you have to understand your potential. Art is all about potential. There's always the potential for an art piece to become something meaningful for a lot of people. And more often than not, it becomes meaningful for a lot of people because it has become meaningful for a very specific person. Well, everybody needs contacts and relationships with other people in their field, but artists, more often than not, we thrive on community. We thrive on getting in touch with people and getting inspiration from them and for them. So usually reaching this person who you don't know who they are yet, but reaching one person is going to do wonders for you, because their influence is going to spread your work to more people. So you have to understand that there is always this potential in what you do. I don't believe it's very healthy to make art looking for virality or for instant profit. I think you should do what you think it's right with your art. But understanding that there is always this potential, even if it's not a new piece, if it's not a more recent piece, there's always the potential that it's going to reach the right person at the right time. And even if this doesn't lead you to instant gratification, it's going to lead that person to understanding something new about themselves. The amount of times that I got positive comments, and my channel is very small yet, that is baffling to me. My art do reach people, I do connect with them, and this is an amazing feeling, and this by itself makes me keep going a lot of times. So it definitely is something to keep in mind. And when you do something that makes you fulfilled and you see that people react to that positively and they encourage you, you have no other choice but to help yourself and believe in your art. This is the underlying thing, the underlying thinking process and creative act that I think we should all follow. Believing in yourself and in your art because you understand yourself better than most people. Maybe you don't understand yourself, but you live in your own body, in your own mind, differently from everybody else in the world. So you are the one who knows how art works inside of you. And when you decide to make art, it is a statement to the world. It is definitely a statement in a lot of different ways. And it comes with a lot of confrontation from some people, with a lot of bias and a lot of life situations. And you have to be bold enough to really follow through. If you want to be an artist, you have to be unapologetic about it and just do it. You keep doing it. It doesn't have to be the sole thing that you do. If you're not confident that you can live off your art alone, just doing art yet, that's totally fine too. It doesn't have to define you, your whole experience, your whole life. The monetary side of the thing is just a side. It's not the whole thing. And you can still do your art whenever you can and however you can, until the day that it can actually fulfill other aspects of your life, like the monetary side of it. Until it happens, you have to be bold and unapologetic about it. Understand that this is the inner power of your own choice, or your own deliberate choice over what you do with your art. So every time rejection comes, don't see it as a problem to be solved. See it as a natural part of your craft, of your journey on trying to communicate with people, and understanding that not everyone is going to understand that at first, but that you can always focus on the things that matter and the things that you can change. And with time, you're going to see that the things that you cannot change were not the problem at all. They have never been, and they have never limited you or confined you to ideas that other people wanted you to feel and wanted you to believe in. You believe in what you want, and you do what you want with your art and with your life. Again, be unapologetic about it, and every time you get rejected, don't let hurt become the feeling that propels you and leverages you to the next thing. Make the wonder of the process and the joy of being in a community and being part of this world and being able to express yourself as another chance, as a second chance, as a third chance, as a fourth chance, as an end chance to become a potential, to make something potentially life-changing for other people. If this kind of talk makes you inspired in some way, if it makes you feel something, and you want to read what I have to talk about this in a more concise way, I'm writing a book right now, a book on art and life, and the first chapter is finished, and it is free and available on my Patreon, so check the link on the description below. And if you want to help me out, consider becoming a patron or just clicking like on this video. And again, feel free to write on the comments and post on the community tab, because again, I want this to be a free space and a safe place for every person that comes across it. Thank you for listening to me, and hopefully I'm going to be seeing you here once again. See ya.